What's up, Vape Fam? Today we're going to be discussing the vcmt from vaperz Cloud. It comes in 30mm and 25mm. This is a 30mm. It's a monster. This tank is huge. I don't have any Hammond B boxes to put it on. It fits pretty well on this RX200 with just a little overhang there in the front. I don't know if you can see it from that angle. Little overhang there in the front. Otherwise it sits pretty good, nice and flush on the sides. The VCMT stands for Vapor Cloud Mega Tank, and you can see why. So let's dive down for the breakdown and see what makes it vape. Alright, here we are up close with the vcmt from vaperz Cloud. This is the packaging. This is the 30mm, as you can see marked here. Open the box. Inside you have a bag full of extra O-rings, screwdriver, some small starter coils, Allen key. Pretty basic. Comes with pretty much everything these days. An extra piece of glass. You can see how hefty this glass is. It's pretty thick. You have a stainless top cap for your tank. And you have this monstrous tank. I don't believe there's any other goodies in there. Let's just double check. Nothing else. Put all this over here. Alright. So starting at the top, you have a massive airflow through the mouthpiece. Let's take that off. Can actually stick my pinky down in there. You have top fill. One really large fill slot right there on the top. You do have a rather protruding 510 pin on it, so if you want to put it on a hybrid, other than the fact that, you know, it's a 30mm tank and you're going to need a 26650 mod to make it look good, there's no reason you can't do it. Now at the bottom, you have your adjustable airflow, two huge slots, one on either side. The airflow does come from the bottom, so you can't see through it. Don't have a build in here, so it's nice and clean looking. You have a giant two-post deck, and I mean giant, guys. It's huge. This is your juice flow control ring. Just spins and covers up the wicking slots. To give you a comparison here, this little deck here, that's a Velocity. Yeah. Bigger deck than a Velocity. 2 posts, 4 holes, decent size holes that can fit a decent build in there. 2 massive airflow channels. Hefty. This thing is heavy. There's some weight. You have a piece of glass. You have a removable top cap here for the deck. as well as the chimney piece. All in all, pretty straightforward. If you've taken apart another RTA, it's pretty similar. You know, gasketed top on the outside here, where your top cap goes on. Gasket on the inside, where the threads are. You got two gaskets for the glass, a gasket for the deck top cap, two gaskets for the glass on the bottom deck. Alright, well that does it for the teardown. I'm going to put a build in this. We'll go back up, see how she vapes, and talk about it a little bit. Alright, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but I crammed some massive coils down in this. I just checked to make sure it fit, no problem. Here's a shot without this chimney cap on. Still got a little work to do on them, squeezing them, getting the hot spots out. But they are large coils, 8 wrap, fused Clapton, 26 gauge core, parallel 32 gauge Clapton on it, and it fits. So I'll be back when this is done. Alright guys, coils are done, installed, wicked, juiced. I did put the juice flow control ring back on. I like to use it to hold the cotton down. We're going to go ahead and put this back together, starting with the cap. Screw the cap back on. Now you want to make sure you hold your juice flow control ring, because this will move it and close off the cotton. Take the glass, pop it on there. Chimney is going to screw into that cap on the deck. Make sure it seals, guys. I've seen people not get this screwed down all the way, get leaking right around that cap in the chimney. See, that seal presses all the way down in. And then all that's left is your two caps. I'll show you the stainless cap first, since and your Delrin cap. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with this Stars and Bucks Fratberry. And you got a nice big fill port. I mean, this is a 120 ml bottle, and the glass tip fits right down in there. No problem. Now I always recommend with any RTA, guys, especially the first time you're going to wick one up, never fill it all the way up. The chances are that you may not have got the wicking right. Each one's a little bit different. They can get finicky. So just leave it partially full. Vape on a little bit. See how it's doing. And make sure it's not leaking down the air holes. I do try and close the air holes off when I fill. Other than that, let's take her up top and have a vape. That was the up close and breakdown with the vcmt 30mm. Guys, this thing is a monster. It's huge. The build deck is massive. The 30mm has 3mm post holes and holds 10 to 11 milliliters of juice. The 25 millimeter has 2.5 millimeter post holes and holds 6 to 7 milliliters of juice, so they've both got great juice capacity. I've been sitting here vaping on it at 150 watts. It gets a little warm, but nothing uncomfortable, no problems, no issues. Like all RTAs, your build is going to make the difference as to how much flavor you get, how much vapor output you get. Your wicking is going to make a big difference as to whether or not it leaks on you, whether or not you get the flavor you want out of it. The 30 millimeter is selling on Vaperz Cloud for $75, and the 25 millimeter is selling on Vaperz Cloud for $65. It's a little high for an RTA, but for what you get, I mean, if you're a builder, you're going to love this thing. Anywhere from the intermediate to advanced level of vaping, I would say it's right up your alley for the 30 millimeter. The 25 millimeter is going to be a little bit smaller build deck. It's a little smaller, I believe, than like the Glacier V2, but still a much larger build deck than you're going to find in most RTAs. So it still affords you a good deal of room. It's $10 cheaper. For the $10, I would much prefer the 30 millimeter guys, just for that extra little bit of build room. But I like to build big coils. These are at 0.3, 8 wraps, fused Claptons. All in all, it's a fantastic tank. The airflow is massive. It's just massive. If you like to purge your system before you vape it, you know, blow out, you're going to get a little spit back down through the air holes, because the air holes are just so huge in that deck. So if you get a little spit back or spit down through the air holes, it's not leaking, it's just coming off the coils. All in all, though, it's a fantastic tank. Vaperz Cloud did a fantastic job on this thing. Everything's really well machined, fits together nicely. The seals are all nice and snug. There's no leaking past any of the seals yet, at least that I can see. So fantastic device. Like I said, it's a little bit pricier than your other RTAs. So if you don't have any RTA experience, you might want to look into one of those. At least to start off with. Just something to build on, something to play with and practice on before you spend $75 on a tank that you don't know what to do with. So, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you soon. Keep on vaping, guys.